Welcome to episode 3 of Fight Club, everyone. Today we're discussing Nemesis and Doctor Strange. First up, we're getting Nabil's opinion on it, and then later on, I'm going to talk with DeMarco, see what he thinks about it. So stick around; it's going to be a great one today. Hello everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of Fight Club. Joining me today once again is Nabil. How you doing, Nabil? So today we'll be talking about the latest revealed characters, Doctor Strange and Nemesis.
Yeah. Of the two, personally, I like Doctor Strange more, probably because I actually requested him. Marvel. Anyway. He actually looks really good. It looks like Marvel really pushed them to get it right, and it looks like they did. Though not saying Nemesis is bad, though. He's actually looking pretty good, especially that super armored Hyper. Dang.
Yeah, his level 3 Hyper looks pretty awesome, and I'd say. But
Strange or Nemesis?
Both. I was actually talking about Nemesis there, but Doctor Strange's Hyper looks pretty awesome as well.
Yeah. Anyway, which one do you want to go in specific first? Strange or Nemesis?
I say let's go with Nemesis first, and then we'll get to Strange.
Okay, alright. Okay, I've already noted the super armored Hyper. It was reported to go through Capcom. Well, we already saw it. It went through a proton cannon, and I think it may go through some others. Well, did you see anything on that?
No, I haven't actually. But he looks to be like a he appears to have a little bit of everything. He's powerful. He's fairly speedy for a character his size. Plus, he has a pretty good long range attack. So he appears to have
at least. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, he appears to have a little bit of everything, but we won't really know for sure until we actually play the game.
True. At least Capcom now has like a huge character comparable to Sentinel, and as boss as Hagar is, he's not like Sentinel big.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying this could be Capcom's answer to Sentinel, but I don't know. Hopefully, it won't be quite as controversial. Hopefully.
Actually, some people were wondering if he actually sent stars to the other members. After looking at some of the other videos in the stream, I can gladly say yes. Currently, we know he'll say it to Chris. Don't know about Wesker or Jill yet, but Jill's pretty much a given. It's Wesker that I'm concerned about.
It would kind of make sense because of Resident Evil 1, but hopefully not. Well, hope not. Well, I can't really see it personally.
So, at least he says it to Chris and most likely Jill's. So that's good enough for me. Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, alright, good. Alright. Anyway, what was I going to? Oh, right. His other rocket launcher Hyper where he shoots you 3 times then stomps you, I believe that OTG is, right?
From what I saw, yes it does.
Okay, that could be useful. And he's one of the weaknesses many reported was that his size. For example, whenever I play against Sentinel, I usually exploit his size who's doing overheads. Mostly with 0.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I may be able to pull off the same thing with Nemesis. Hey, Casey?
Yeah.
Oh, you're there. Okay.
Yeah,
I was talking about his size being one of his weaknesses.
Yeah, he is huge compared to most of the roster for sure.
Second largest, I believe.
Yeah, Sentinel still, I think, has that title right now. Definitely. Let's see.
Yeah. Did I miss anything on Nemesis? Yeah, he has the rocket launchers. He has his tentacles, which, if Ghost Rider didn't remind you of Omega Red enough, he will as well. Let's see. Though I noticed they censored out the entire victory sequence in the victory.
What do you mean? Exactly.
In the trailers, like they put on YouTube, it only shows him showing off the tentacles, but in the actuality, right after that, he shoots the tentacle at the cameraman. The SRB censored it.
Okay. I see. That's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, we've been asked to see the whole thing in high quality. Curse you, ESRB.
Yeah, they always screw us somehow.
Yeah, I guess. So, I think that's it for Nemesis, unless I missed anything.
I think that about covers it.
If I did miss anything, please. If I missed anything, just leave a comment, okay? Alright.
Well,
Next up, Strange.
as always, if we're wrong, the internet will correct us. It's just the way it is.
Come at us, bro. Alright. Alright, next up is Dr. Strange, who I'm really hyped for, to be perfectly honest.
From what I've seen, he appears to be some kind of like combination of like Magneto, Dormammu, and some people say Dark Phoenix, but I don't really see that last one. But I'd say Magneto and Dormammu is the two closest comparisons I can make as far as who's closer
Phoenix.
to.
Though some of the community, I noticed that some of the community, most notably Maximilian, have pointed out that he may be the character Phoenix players revert to, since, as we all know, Phoenix got nerfed to hell.
It's really going to depend on where his health is at, I would say. But it's got to be higher than Phoenix's at this point, right?
I think I'm going to say around the 8,000 range. 800,000, sorry. That sounds about fair. Anyway, a couple interesting things I'd like to know about Strange is, when I talk about that counter hyper, doesn't work actually like normal ones. Usually most of them have to be direct hit. This one actually does projectiles and beams. Good for people going against like a Kuma.
Yeah, that one's definitely going to be useful, I think. But man, that his level 3, man, it just looks awesome, I think.
And I noticed. So yeah.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I think it cut out on us there.
I was just saying about the projectile counter hyper. I was saying it could counter against Sentinel Force, it could counter against Akuma's beam, and an extension Ryu's beam. And I'm pretty sure it should counter the code. I also really like his OTG hyper, the pillar one. Yeah, actually quite useful. You know?
Yeah, I'm here. I think one of the most controversial things about Doctor Strange is word really got out that Marvel had a lot of say in how Strange moved and looked and things like that. Do you think that's a good or bad thing?
For Marvel, make sure they get Doctor Strange right, I say that's good. They remain true to the character, and they get it right, which should be good for comic book fans. But some people actually complain, some of the scrubs are actually complaining that he's like a quote-unquote Magneto clone.
I don't think that's really fair to say. I don't.
True.
But
anyway, one of the things Nizuma also noted is that they wanted him floating, but Nizuma didn't want it because he knew that there were already enough floaters in the game as it is. But again, Marvel has the final say, and they made him floater. Huh?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I think as long as the characters themselves are faithful, I think it's fine. It's just like I wouldn't want them getting too involved in the way like gameplay mechanics work. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want that. But
they're already meddling with the roster. I mean, I'm okay with the roster, but
well, I think everyone has like one or two characters they'd like to have, but you know.
Eddie Brock fan like Venom or Anti-Venom, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just. Let me put it this way: even if I got everyone I wanted, and even if everyone got what they wanted, someone would still come up with some reason to complain.
Yeah.
It's not gonna.
Win a few hearts, break a few more.
Yeah, there's really no way to win in a game like this when you think about it that way.
Yeah.
No way to win.
And back to the other stuff, the Strange. I noticed something about the glyphs, and it actually looked quite interesting. You could just place something on, for example.
Yeah.
One glyph on the top left corner of the screen, one at the bottom left, and then put one like all the way to the right side. No one would see it coming. I mean, like just like, oh, you just put a glyph here, and then later on in the match, I just use the fireball move, bam, trick him.
Yeah, I'm really digging some of the cool things he has. I think depending on how he is, he might just replace Iron Man on my team. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, want to talk about the new stadium?
Oh, sorry. The things started springing up on me. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I noticed a red glyph amongst his arsenal. What do you think that does? Anyway, what was I going to cover? He also has like a lightning beam move, which
I've seen
one
that,
close range, one longer. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, Doctor Strange really brings to light that I read an article a few days ago that they're really emphasizing zoning in this game compared to the original version. So, Doctor Strange is definitely a pretty good example of that.
Yeah, so it looks like the zoning characters will reign supreme in this game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people have mixed feelings about that.
First, last time I was rushed down with the likes of Wolverine and Akuma, best friends for life.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I just saw that picture.
That picture never gets old. I don't care how many times you look at it. It just doesn't.
Now it's probably his own character. Reign supreme like Dr. Strange and guy.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Casey?
Oh, you can't hear me?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you for a sec, but I heard you now. Right.
So, do you want to talk about the 2 new stages right quick?
Sure. One of the stages I like the most is the daytime helicarrier, which is a bit higher up in the sky. It actually looks quite nice. It is a nice change of pace. And there's the destroyer Tri-Cell laboratory. Yes, it's Tri-Cell, not Umbrella. If you actually pay attention to the names on the stage select screen.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks torn apart and actually seems like perfect for Nemesis' stage.
Yeah, the timer that's normally there is also gone too, so so who knows?
Well, Nemesis is the tyrant type. Maybe he broke him out or something.
Yeah, maybe. So, is there anything else we'd like to cover right quick?
What was I gonna say? Oh, I noticed in that one fight, I noticed that they brightened up the health bar a bit. It wasn't as obvious in the Daily Bugle or the daytime helicarrier, but if you go to the destroyed Tri-Cell lab, well, the trailer for that, you'll notice that they brightened up the health bars a bit. At least they're good on their word.
Yeah, I actually think they look better now than they did back in San Diego Comic-Con. So it's an improvement, I think.
Which brings me to the. Actually, speaking of events, I think I heard somewhere that they're going to double the reveals at the next event.
Is that TGS or PAX?
TGS.
Oh yeah.
Wait, when's PAX?
It might actually be next week, but I don't know if they're going to do it there or not. They might wait till TGS.
Yeah. I believe Seth said 2 per big event, but one of the sources said it was going to be a big reveal at TGS with like and they also said something about a CGI trailer. Could be the special treat at Comic-Con that they showed last time, or something on new. So yeah. But on the 4 reveals, I'm gonna say Virgil, Iron Fist, Phoenix Wright, and Raccoon. Of course, the color theory of mine, which held up. Thank God. Anyway, Virgil is a popular character over in Japan.
Well, he had a lot of pull. He had a lot of pull in America as well.
It makes sense to reveal him there in similar vein to Spider-Man. Like he was, yeah. And it's again the color theory for Iron Fist. For Phoenix Wright, not only does he have the same story as Virgil for popularity in Japan, he he also has a live action movie coming out over there.
Yeah, I heard about that actually.
So, promotion. Marvel's not the only one promoting. Phoenix Wright was put in like Strider solely for the fans, so yeah. Well, I mean, Kiryu Lions.
Yeah.
That's actually his full name, actually. And, of course, Rocket Raccoon goes with Nick because of the color theory. Which means at New York Comic Con we should have Frank West and Nova.
Yeah, I'd say the characters I'd want to see the most right now are probably Phoenix Wright and Rocket Raccoon, just to see how they play. I mean, I think with Virgil and the rest, we kind of have a decent idea on how they would play, but I think Phoenix Wright and Rocket Raccoon are two mysteries, except all we have to go on is...
Nova's the human rocket, but...
Yeah.
I believe I heard over on the Facebook page that, I mean, like, someone speculated, but Nova may have the Psycho Crusher move.
Yeah, I read that, yeah. But,
yeah. He's a human rocket, so kind of makes sense, but then again, if you read the comics, you know that the Nova Force is ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, he has laser beams and everything.
I wonder if they're going to stay true to that, or they're going to nerf. And black holes. Hey, the amount of powers that guy has is frightening, to say the least.
Yeah. So, I think that about covers it today. I think, for now, anyway.
Yeah, I guess. Alright.
Yep.
This was Nabil, and...
This has been Casey Woodard, and stay tuned next time for the next Fight Club. I might see if I can get another interview or two. I think DeMarcos was still wanting to do one from last time, so I'll talk to him and see if he wants to do one. So it should be posted by tomorrow, which is Monday. So if you're watching this on Monday...
Yeah. See you later.
See you guys. Okay, joining me right now is my friend DeMarcos. What do you think of the new characters?
Well, Doctor Strange and Nemesis, I was actually a bit hyped for Nemesis, but once I saw Doctor Strange's reveal trailer, I was like, wow, he actually looks like he's going to be pretty impressive. I'm not that big, I'm not much of a Marvel Comics person like you are, but, and I'm not that big of a Resident Evil fan either, but so far both these characters are shaping up to be pretty good.
I read an article recently that Doctor Strange is a very good example of how in Ultimate Marvel Capcom 3 there's going to be a more emphasis on zoning. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. Doctor Strange, his trailer, he reminds me of a character from a fighting game, Dissidia, the Final Fantasy one. He reminds me of a character called the Emperor from Final Fantasy 2. His playstyle in that game revolves around traps, and you can see a little bit of that with Doctor Strange's gameplay, but he's also more of a brush down and post-combat type character too. And the glyphs that he has, those, I'm expecting to see some really interesting combo sets with those.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a very entertaining character to watch, I think. So, what do you think about Nemesis? Do you think he's going to be like a little overpowered like Sentinel was in his heyday? Or?
I think he's going to be I think he's going to be a replacement for the Hulk, pretty much. He has a hyper where it comes through, hyper armor for the first few 3 hits or so. If you watch the trailer where Chun-Li does her Kikosha, it hits Nemesis like 3 times, but he still goes through it and takes her out. So, and Nemesis also has a command grab, a tentacle grab thing, which it's going to be nice to see how that gets implemented in as well. But the one thing I'm kind of worried about are his assists. And his rocket launcher one, what I've seen from the videos, it looks like it goes way too high, and most characters can just duck under it. So I'm not sure how useful that is going to be. But he's got 2 other ones, so maybe something will come through and actually be pretty good in the assist department.
Well, part of the rocket launcher thing is probably also a balancing thing, because he's a very big character with some very powerful attacks, and he even has long range attacks. So it could be a thing where not to make him too useful, I guess.
he's also going to be a big target to like Sentinel and Hulk. So I can see a lot of characters just dashing up and like crossing him up and hitting him from above and below and everything. So there's that too.
I actually really dig both Doctor Strange and Nemesis hybrid level 3s. Man, they look really awesome, I think.
Oh, yes. I was on, there's a big thing going around when they revealed about Nemesis level 3. Is it too graphic? Because of that, should the game been forced up to an M rating? I'd say no, that's not. It's like the Mortal Kombat thing back in the early 90s where Nintendo changed the blood on the Super Nintendo version from red to gray. So I think people are just a bit overreacting. It's died down now, but there's still some talk about it, whether the rating should be bumped up to an M. So, but
yeah, I don't really think it's necessary either. I mean, it's not like overly graphic, and you don't really even see anything other than the creature itself. So,
yeah.
Overreaction.
And of course, Doctor Strange's level 3 is pretty great.
Yeah, cool people don't look at explosions, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, just a general question I ask everyone on the show. What do you think about the characters so far revealed? Of course, we know all the characters coming, but what do you think so far?
Well, for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my output out there. Strider, of course, I didn't really like him, and I just couldn't understand everything about him. But he's shaping up to be pretty good right now. He's a glass cannon. I'm not sure if people are gonna be on day one online. We're gonna see a lot of people flock to him, but once they see how low health he has and how much skill he actually requires, I think people, the more lazy players, are probably gonna drop him and return back to or flock to characters like Doctor Strange or Nemesis or whoever. Because another thing too, I'm actually thinking that a lot of Phoenix players, since Phoenix got weakened so bad, that I'm thinking that a lot of Phoenix players are going to flock to Doctor Strange and start using him because it's just a thing that I may see. So, but
yeah, well, not to get too off topic here, but I kind of personally believe they might have nerfed Phoenix a little too much. I mean, they lowered her health even more than it was in the original. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, I've played Phoenix a few times, and a lot of people that I've asked around, the majority of them have said, oh yeah, Phoenix definitely needed to be nerfed, but from what I've heard, every character in the game has had a health decrease, and Phoenix, with her being restricted to one action in the air, that really, really hurts her.
Yeah.
So, and plus, I think X Factor, level 3, from what I've heard, level 3 X Factor is still the same, but the thing that got me with Phoenix is that she can only do one action in the air. So, yeah, I think they nerfed Phoenix a little bit too hard.
Well, I actually think with level 3 X Factor, they shortened it a little bit. It might have toned down the damage a little bit, but other than that, it's not totally different.
Okay.
But I definitely agree that they nerfed her a bit too much. If it was me, I probably would have given her a health buff, but probably kind of weakened Dark Phoenix a bit, maybe. I don't know.
If it was me, the real problem was obviously X Factor. I mean, I wouldn't mind her just sitting in the air and shooting fireballs, but the real problem was X Factor, and since that's supposedly been toned down, I really don't see the point of nerfing her health even lower, and of course restricting her actions. So, but she's gonna play a little bit more like Morgan with the fly cancels and everything. So that'll be nice to see some more dedicated players.
Well, you never know. If it turns out to be a little too badly, they could maybe patch her a little bit or something.
Yeah.
Give her the Sentinel treatment in reverse, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Oh, and I also have a question too for anyone who's going to be watching this. Your team, will you guys actually have to change your team around, or what do you think about your team that all the characters that are getting substantial buffs or nerfs? So, just put down talking. Want to?
Well, it's funny you mention that because with my team, I typically use Spider-Man, Morgan, and Iron Man. That's kind of my go-to team currently. And the funny thing is, all three of them are getting pretty significant buffs. It's pretty hilarious. Spider-Man's doing more damage. His webs are going to travel faster. Morgan's getting a new Soul Fist ability. Iron Man's Unibeam's becoming faster. I mean, man, it's gonna be sweet for me when Ultimate comes around.
Yeah, Morgan's supposedly getting a higher damage output too.
Oh yeah.
And the one thing I heard about Iron Man is that he's lost his double jump too. So I'm not. That's kind of. But.
Well, he can fly anyway. He already has the best flying ability in the game. So.
Yeah. Oh, for my team, the team that I go to is Zero, Dormammu, and Wesker, but I sometimes switch up the second between Spider-Man, Morgan, Chun-Li, and a few others. But Zero is the one I'm going to focus on for now. His level 3 charge buster shot, it used to cause a hard knockdown, which meaning you could, after you knocked them to the ground, they would, bound for a little bit, and you could follow up with his Rainbow Hyper Rakoha. That's taken away from this time around, but in replacement, you can now cancel it out into anything else, pretty much, just about anything else, so it makes it pretty safe. And Dormammu, he can now do his destruction, his creation changes, he can now do those in the air. And Wesker has gotten a health decrease, I think it's 900k, something like that.
I actually think it's more than that. I think it's more like, I could be wrong here, but I think it's like 200. They decreased it by like 200,000, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong there. I'm sure someone will correct me. But I think that's about that much. But I still think he'll be useful though. I mean, he was another character that was kind of overdue for some nerfs, I think.
Well, yeah. According to the health nerfs, I had him on my team solely for the health because the characters that I picked, they tended to have low health. But Wesker has a new move where something to do with the sunglasses. If they're removed, I'm not sure if it's an actual move where he takes them off, or if it's during his maximum Wesker move. It's called Phantom Dance. But in that move, the animation, he takes off his glasses. Supposedly, when the glasses are taken off, he gets a speed boost. And there's a video that I posted earlier on the Facebook page, and you can combo into his Jaguar dash now. Now, I'm not sure if you could actually do that because of the speed boost, or if they made one of the moves have longer hit stunts, so that made it possible. I'm not sure yet, but still.
If I remember, I'll link it in the description for the video, so we'll get that around.
Alright. And Chun-Li, she has a new spinning bird kick-ish super. Let's see. Of course, we should all know about Ryu and his buff hyper, where his Shikadoken bounces off the walls.
There's also the what Nabil refers to as the power of nothingness, where he just becomes like, a little more powerful. Yeah. Personally, I was thinking Super Saiyan Ryu, but it's not yellow, so.
Yeah.
I guess Kaioken wouldn't work either, would it?
And Beautiful Joe has a new dodge move. It makes it more feel like his game. Is there anyone else that I'm missing? I forgot. I can't think of anyone else right now. So.
Yep. Just to wrap things up here, I don't want to make the video too long.
Alright.
Because the last one was like 45 minutes, and that was a bit long. That was a bit longer than I wanted it to be. So, what characters are you hoping gets revealed next?
This time I was hoping that it would be Phoenix Wright and Rocket Raccoon, and this time I'm going to say Phoenix Wright and Rocket Raccoon. Even though I'm pretty sure Capcom's going to save their heavy hitter character for last, I still want to get that out. I'm still hoping that they're going to reveal them, especially Rocket Raccoon, because I want to see how everyone else's reaction is going to be about what his playstyle is. So
yeah, just about as good as anyone how my first reaction was, but yeah, I kind of lost my mind there for a minute. But look, when I got home that day and looked at the computer and saw they put a raccoon in, I just my mind couldn't take it at the time. But I warmed up to it eventually.
And I have a question. Would you actually consider Rocket Raccoon to be in the category of cute characters?
Well, if it's like I was saying, I posted, there was I think it might have been you. You were talking about how he's not really a joke character,
Yeah.
And I said if this was like 2004, if this game came out like 2004.
2004, you said that he wasn't. He was in lighthearted stories. He was only recently that he got into the more serious stuff.
Well, what I meant by that was, in the 1980s, he was very much a more humor. He was in very much more humorous, corny stories, I guess you could say. But when Guardian of the Galaxies really started to take off during the Annihilation around 2005, it was around the time Civil War was going on.
Right.
He really started to, become a great character. And he really wasn't in a whole lot anyway between like the 1980s and like around 2005. So, but I'd say nowadays he's really a more serious character. Though for the record, I'm still not crazy about the idea of a raccoon being in the game, but the character itself is solid, I think.
I mean, it's a fresh face. I don't have a problem with it as long as he's someone new. He hopefully will bring an interesting playstyle to the table, so I'm on for it.
Well, there was rumors going around starting a few weeks ago that he was going to play similarly to Cable, and
Yep.
I kind of hope that's not entirely accurate because, I don't know, Cable was a bit cheap, I thought, in Marvel's Capcom 2, and not as bad as Iceman, but he could be a pain to go up against, needless to say.
And if he is, they can always just nerf him like they did with Phoenix and Sentinel, so I don't know.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out for the next month or two, so the waiting shall end soon. But anyway, thanks a lot for doing the show with me today.
No problem.
Want to do more of these in the future?
Definitely. Just let me know.
I'll do that. Well, I'll talk to you later, Marcos.
Alrighty, see ya.
See you, man. Hope you all enjoyed the show today. I'm going to close out with today's episode by bringing a new segment. A lot of fighting games I find have very great music, and I think since I'm doing this show, I'll start to show some of my favorite themes from various ones. With today, we're going to go with Deadly's theme from Street Fighter 3. Well, I hope you enjoyed today, and come back for the next episode.